Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am back. Good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm just dealing with a couple of text messages. Good afternoon, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Looks like Trump is indeed going after that third term. I was right, just like I always fucking am. I know that the right wing likes to try and spin things to make me seem like I'm insane, but it turns out I'm the only fucking sane one left. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know why he looks like this in this picture? He looks down because he's trying to hide his fucking dangling turkey neck. Donald Trump has said, let me turn up my volume a little bit. Hold on. Where's my mic? Where's my mic audio? There it is. Crank it up. There we go. Holy shit. I know I'm kind of quiet. My apologies, guys. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This guy is a fascist, and anybody who still supports him is anti-American. You cannot support this man anymore and dare to call yourself an American. How can he do this? Well, the reason why he can do this is because of the same thing that I covered over a fucking month ago, screaming my head off, is that Representative Andy Ogles has already proposed amending the 22nd Amendment. I fucking covered this like 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago. No person shall be elected to the office of president more than 3 times, nor be elected to any additional term after being elected 2 consecutive terms. So what does that mean? Nor be elected to any additional term after being elected to 2 consecutive terms? That just means Obama can't run. That's what that says. That just says Obama can't run. But Trump can. I've been fucking screaming my head off for years that these people are fascists. And about this specifically since this article was written. In January. I covered this in January! Forgive me, I'm going to lower the volume real quick on my microphone. Is that real nice and low? What the fuck? Now let me turn it back up. There we go, there we go. Let's get that right back up to its level. Donald Trump has said he is, quote, not joking about wanting to serve a 3rd term as U.S. president. The U.S. Constitution says that, quote, no person shall be elected more than twice. But some Trump supporters have suggested that there could be ways around that. So I never want to fucking hear one of these red hat wearing MAGA inbred incel chuds bring up the fucking Constitution ever again. Ever again. The U.S. Constitution says that no person shall be elected more than twice, but some Trump supporters have suggested there could be ways around that. Ways around the U.S. Constitution? Ways around the U.S. Constitution? Oh, why is Trump talking about a 3rd term? Trump, you know what? Let me record. Let me record real quick. Hold on. Let me click record. So, I was right. I'm always fucking right. I told you. I covered this on January 23rd, 2025. I told you that this motherfucker is going to circumvent the United States Constitution, the 22nd Amendment, and he's going to run for a third term. And nobody listened. And I'm not alone in this. People like Kyle Kalinske and Hassan Piker and, Midas Touch, we've all been screaming from the fucking hills that this motherfucker is gonna circumvent the 22nd Amendment. And guess what? It's Vindication Day, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking 2 days before American Liberation Day, where we just cripple the U.S. economy. Fucking yay! God, I love being right. Before we dive into this crazy fucking bullshit, let me just remind you to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. If you do want to help the channel financially, because this is actual independent media, I actually don't have funding. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser or a billionaire or a foreign government. If you want to help the channel out, all you got to do is buy some of this dope-ass merch down below. You could use a 40% off discount on Ground News. You could become a patron on Patreon. You could become a member here. There's a bunch of different ways. So if you want to help me out financially, please do, because that's the only way that this channel keeps on going, and it's how I pay my fucking rent. Beans, stop it. Beans, stop it. My fucking cat is going to knock over the camera. Get down. Fucking, oh no. All right, regardless, let's start reading this. So, Before we do this, I just want to talk about something that I covered in January, okay? Which is this fucking demon-looking motherfucker, this laminated face cuck, Andy Ogles, Tennessee's 5th Congressional District. This motherfucker has proposed an amendment to the 22nd Amendment in January, and I fucking covered. You can go back. Where he says this. He wants to amend the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution to say,
no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than 3 times.
And then get this next part is hilarious.
Nor be elected to any additional term after being elected to 2 consecutive terms.
Now, wait a minute. Think about it. Who do you know of that you think for a second? Who served 2 consecutive terms? Obama. So not only are they proposing an amendment that gives Trump the ability to run for a 3rd term, but they made sure to bake into that amendment that Obama can't run against him, because they're not stupid enough to think that Donald Trump could beat Barack Obama in a fucking popular vote. And if you think that, I hate to inform you, you may be brain dead. But let's get to the meat and potatoes here. This is the BBC, so before you come out and say, this is liberal fucking media, this is British. This isn't even American, you fuck. Regardless, can Trump serve a 3rd term as U.S. president? By the way, the reason why he looks down in all of his photos is to hide his dangling turkey neck. You know, he tries to look evil like that, fucking fatty. I know, friendly fire. Go fuck yourself. Donald Trump has said he is, quote, not joking about wanting to serve a 3rd term as U.S. president. The U.S. Constitution says that, quote, no person shall be elected more than twice. But some Trump supporters have suggested there could be ways around that. Now, what's funny is that in this situation is the fucking U.S. Constitution, okay? So I never want to hear one of you fucking red hat wearing incel fucking chud brainworm cucks ever bring up the sanctity of the U.S. Constitution ever fucking again. You no longer can say that the Second Amendment is a right gifted by God because it's in the fucking Second Amendment. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. This is coming from me, a fucking gun owner who fully supports the Second Amendment. Why is Trump talking about a 3rd term? Oh, I didn't turn my Xbox off? I should probably turn my Xbox off regardless. Trump was asked in an interview with NBC about the possibility of seeking a 3rd term and said, quote, there are methods which you could do it. I'm not joking. A lot of people want me to do it, he added. But I basically tell them, we have a long way to go. You know, it's very early in the administration. I'm going to read that again, but without the voice so that it hits a little bit more importantly, okay? Trump was asked in an interview with NBC about the possibility of seeking a third term and said, "There are methods which you could do it. I'm not joking. A lot of people want me to do it. But I basically tell them, we have a long way to go, you know? It's very early in the administration." To all MAGA supporters that are watching this, you have to choose whether you are an American or a Trumpian. Do you support the U.S. Constitution or do you support Donald Trump? Those are your choices. Those are your choices, okay? By the way, Jack, Mod, take out anybody who's bringing up weird things about children. That's very strange, and I don't want to hear any of that in my chat. That is very deranged. Immediate permaban. Now, by the way, guys, just to remind you, if you're watching this on YouTube, we make these videos live. We are live right now on YouTube. We got like 205 viewers. If you want to watch these live, make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when these lives start, okay? Trump, who would be 82 at the end of his second term, was asked whether he would want to keep serving in, quote, the toughest job in the country. "Well, I like working," he replied. These were not his first comments on the topic. "I support Donald Trump, asshole. Your fucking channel sucks." So I just told this guy to choose between choosing being American or supporting Donald Trump, and they're choosing Trump. So yeah, guys, if you're ever like confused as per why these people are so fascist, they gave up American values a very long time ago. All they care about is making sure that their Big Daddy Donald keeps the fucking WWE belt. That's why they're bootlickers. They love him so much. It's pathetic. It's a cult. We've been talking about this for months. Guys, it is a cult. Make America Great Again is a MAGA death cult. Anybody who is still in it is either one of those weird incel losers who just wants to see the world burn, or they're incredibly stupid. And then there's a third option, which is you're violently rich, and because you're rich, you're actually going to benefit off of these policies. But that's it. There is no in between. I mean, you could just look at the chat. You could see how rageful these people are. They are just simply filled with rage and hate. Their lives are terrible. And because their lives are terrible, they want the rest of the world to burn. Regardless, I still want them to have free healthcare. You could hate me while you're in a free hospital and a free university. So, Trump, who would be 82 at the end of his second term, was asked whether he would want to keep serving in, quote, the toughest job in the country. "Well, I like working," he replied. These were not his first comments on the topic. In January, he told supporters that it would be, quote, "the largest honor of my life to serve not once, but twice or 3 times or 4 times. However, he then said this was a joke for the, quote, fake news media. What does the U.S. Constitution say? On the face of it, the U.S. Constitution seems to rule out anyone having a third term. The Second Amendment states, "No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of president more than once." Changing the Constitution would require a 2/3 approval from both the Senate and the House of Representatives, as well as approval from 3/4 of the country's state-level governments. Trump's Republican Party controls both chambers of Congress, but does not have the majorities needed. Additionally, the Democratic Party controls 18 of the 50 state legislatures. Well, I don't want to talk about a third term now. Let's see if we can play it.
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go. We have a long time. You know, we have almost 4 years to go. And that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we're doing. Most importantly, they love the job we're doing.
Yeah, so again, to any and all MAGA brainworm-riddled chuds in my chat, You have to choose now between the U.S. Constitution and Donald Trump. Now, we know you're going to choose Donald Trump because you're all bootlicking cucks and you're in the Maga cult. You have the same red hat, you chant the same things, you got the Trump poster behind you, you change your clan tag in Call of Duty to Trump, you call Trump daddy. You're all in a homoerotic relationship with a 78-year-old man, which is why you are all intellectually inferior. But to my leftists out there, there is hope. Even though this is being proposed, like it says in this article, you still need the state legislatures to vote for it. And states like New York, we're never... Sorry. States like New York, we are never, ever going to vote for that, right? So Donald Trump will not be on the 2028 ballot in a state like New York, even if he's running for president, which would be a constitutional crisis because then he would still win the presidency. And also note how he's talking about a fourth term too. Don't fool yourself into thinking that Trump only wants a third term. Donald Trump wants to be the God King of the United States until his last day. That is what he wants. And that's because Donald Trump does not care about democracy. He does not care about you. He is a fascist, and he has surrounded himself with neo-fascist oligarchs that want to create a form of tech feudalism with a monarch at the top. That monarch being Donald Trump. See, these oligarchs like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Sundar Pichai, all they want to do is carve the United States into separate districts. Reason being, they all love Curtis Yarvin, also known as Mencius Moldbug, the creator of tech feudalism and neoconservatism, right? And the whole, not neoconservatism, I forgot the other term for it, but the entire point is so that these oligarchs who are like major tech giants effectively have control over the entire economy by making the economy crash, which is what we're seeing right now. And during and after that crash, these billionaires will gobble up every last sector so that they have effective control over the economy. Will they legally be in control of it? No. But if they have control over all of the fucking markets, then yes, they're going to control the economy. But it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and these people will still support it. They will support it until their last day, because every single person in the MAGA death cult is in fact in a cult. You are all in a cult. Anyway, let's keep on reading. Trump supporters say there is a loophole in the Constitution untested in court. They argue that the 22nd Amendment only explicitly bans someone being elected to more than 2 presidential terms and says nothing of succession. So now they're just not even talking about an election. They just don't even want you to have the right to vote because these people are fascists. Under this theory, Trump could be the vice presidential running mate to another candidate, perhaps his own vice president, J.D. Vance, in the 2028 election. If they win, the candidate could be sworn into the White House and then immediately resign, letting Trump take over by succession. This is, I gotta lower my volume for this, actually how Vladimir Putin took control of Russia. This is literally how Putin took control of Russia. When his fucking term limits were over, he was the vice president of the new guy won and then resigned. You motherfuckers are not Americans. You're anti-democratic. You don't represent the vote. What the fuck? What is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? Holy shit. Only explicitly bans someone being elected to more than 2 presidential terms and says nothing of succession. Trump could be the vice presidential running mate to J.D. Vance, and if they win, J.D. Vance steps down and lets Trump just take over. And you support this? Real quick, I'm keeping the chat up for the YouTube video. We're taking a second. MAGA, I know there's a lot of you hate watching chuds in the chat. Do you support this? J.D. Vance running with Donald Trump as the vice president, winning, and then stepping down. Do you support this? Yes? Jack, ban everybody that says yes. Fuck you, Nazis. Fuck you, fascists. Ban everybody that says yes. You're all fucking fascists. You're not even worth my fucking breath. There is no way to save you from this. There's no way to save you. You're gone. You're too far gone. Permaban every single fucking one. Get rid of them. America's gone. America's cooked. America's done. These are not Americans. These people are just cultists. Permaban them. Fucking permaban them. Let's keep reading. Steve Bannon, the podcaster and prominent former Trump advisor, said he believed Trump would, quote, run and win again, adding there were, quote, a couple of alternatives in determining how. Andy Ogles, which is why I fucking have this up, which is why I covered this in January, and you stupid motherfuckers. Sorry, yeah, turn the volume up. My bad. You stupid motherfuckers. I covered this in January, and you guys called me crazy. You know what I think it is? You guys don't think I'm crazy. You know I'm right. And because of that, you have to work overtime to make sure everybody else thinks I'm crazy so that they don't see through your fucking bullshit the way that I do. What is... America's fucking cooked. America's actually fucking cooked. It's over. Andy Ogles, a Tennessee Republican in the House of Representatives, introduced a resolution in January calling for a constitutional amendment to allow a president to serve up to 3 terms as long as they were not consecutive. This would mean that only Trump, of all former surviving presidents, would be eligible. Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush all can serve consecutive terms, while Trump won in 2016, lost in 2020, won again in 2024. Oh my God. I'm asking this again. We're doing this one more time. Jack, you're going to work overtime. MAGA chuds in the chat. Do you support Donald Trump being the vice president of J.D. Vance and then J.D. Vance resigning so that Trump can have a 3rd term? Do you support that? Do you support that? Permaban. 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 Holy fuck. Guys, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this from YouTube, like in the YouTube video, America is not safe anymore. There are actual fascists who are no longer hiding it. These people in my chat are fascists, whether they know they're a fascist or not. They are comfortable now. Donald Trump has emboldened them. America's fucked. I wish I had like a semblance of hope. I wish I had a semblance of hope, but I genuinely don't. However, the high bar for constitutional amendments makes Ogle's proposal a pipe dream, although it got people talking. Let me turn my mic volume up again, just a little bit there. My apologies. Who opposes a Trump 3rd term? Me! Democrats have deep objections. Quote, this is yet another escalation in his clear effort to take over the government and dismantle our democracy, said Daniel Goldman, a New York representative who served as lead counsel for Trump's first impeachment. Quote, if congressional Republicans believe in the Constitution, they don't. They will go on the record opposing Trump's ambitions for a 3rd term. Some within Trump's party also think it's a bad idea. The Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma said in February he would not back an attempt to put Trump back in the White House. Quote, I'm not changing the Constitution. First of all, unless the American people chose to do that, Mullin told NBC. Oh my Lord. I'm a Trump supporter, but I don't support a 3rd term. Then you can no longer support Trump. You have to make a choice right now, whether you support the Constitution or Donald Trump, because Donald Trump wants to circumvent the United States Constitution and run for a 3rd and 4th term. That is also in this article. You may be late. You need to choose America or Donald Trump. Choose right now. America or Donald Trump. Choose right now in the chat. Oh my God. What do legal experts say? Derek Muller, an election law professor at the University of Notre Dame, said the Constitution's 12th Amendment says, quote, "No person constitutionally ineligible to the office of president shall be eligible to that of vice president in the United States." So then you would also have to amend the 12th Amendment. You would also have to amend the 12th Amendment. I choose America first. Attaboy 210. You are officially no longer a Trump supporter. Welcome to the OAL, the only Americans left. That means serving 2 terms in office disqualifies anyone from running as vice president. Quote, "I don't think there's any one weird trick to get around presidential term limits," he said. Jeremy Paul, a constitutional law professor at Boston's Northeastern University, told CBS there were, quote, "no credible legal arguments for a third term. Keyword, they're legal. Donald Trump doesn't care about the law. Donald Trump is a convicted felon." Donald Trump and Elon Musk have also been using DOGE to illegally dismantle our democracy to the point where there will probably be no federal judges left to charge them with crime. And the thing is, the Supreme Court ruled that the president can't be charged with any sort of crime that he commits while the president. So it's over. It is over. It's over. Has anyone served more than 2 terms? Well, yes, FDR fucking did, because we didn't have goddamn term limits until FDR served 4 fucking terms. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected 4 times. He died 3 months into his 4th term in April of 1945. The Great Depression and the Second World War colored Roosevelt's time in office and are often cited for his extended presidency. At that time, the 2-term limit on U.S. presidents had not been written into law. It was instead a custom followed since George Washington refused a 3rd term in 1796. Roosevelt's extended stewardship led to the tradition being codified into law in the 22nd Amendment in 1951. That's the article. I've never been wrong when it comes to talking about Donald Trump being a fascist and the GOP supporting him. You need to make a choice right now, MAGA. And your choice is between America and Donald Trump. You can be a Republican. You can disagree with my policies. But this is not policy. You are supporting rewriting the United States Constitution to allow Donald Trump to run a 3rd term. Nobody else can run a 3rd term. Only Donald Trump. I don't know what happened in your lives to make you so hateful and to want to burn down the world, but things can be fixed. I mean, the Democrats are not perfect. The Democrats are fucking dog shit. I'm a leftist, okay? I'm a democratic socialist. Change can be real. You don't have to burn the world down. It's not going to make you feel better. It's not going to make you feel better. I want to remind you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me out immensely. If you want to help out the channel financially, you could buy some of this merch. You can become a patron on Patreon. You can become a member here on YouTube. You can use a 40% off discount on Ground News. There's a whole bunch of different ways. To those who are watching this pre-recorded on a YouTube video, that's going to be it for the YouTube video. For those who are watching live, we are going to continue the live stream. I'll catch you on the next episode of the Valenti VOD. Have a good one. Oh, God. Now I can read the chat a bit more than I'm not recording. Oh, my God. Oh, dear Lord. What do you think of the Green Party? I think it's controlled opposition. Trump versus Obama? Nope, Obama's not allowed to run. According to the amendment that they've put forward, only Donald Trump can run for a 3rd term. No other living previous U.S. president is allowed to run. I'm not kidding. They literally put that in. They actually put that in. They literally put that in. Elaborate on the Green Party. It's never actually had the momentum that could win a vote. All it has ever done is pulled votes away from the Democrat Party. No Republican or seemingly a Republican would ever consider voting for the Green Party. So I do think that it is controlled opposition. Plus, the Green Party doesn't even have real leftist values. There's nothing about, like, I don't know, like democratization of the workforce embedded within the Green Party's position. Who do you think has the best chance of beating Trump? Bernie Sanders. He isn't even going to run. He's just going to stay. I think one of two things will happen. There either won't be an election in 2028, and he just stays, like you're saying, or J.D. Vance runs as the president and Trump runs as vice president. J.D. Vance then wins and then immediately resigns, making Trump the president. That's exactly what Putin did. All you would have to do in order to do that is amend the 12th Amendment, which most people don't even know what it is. Have a good one, Nona Katz. Do you think Trump will declare martial law? Yes, on April 20th. I feel like he's so old, this is a non-issue. If you think this is a non-issue, you're unironically a fucking moron. Donald Trump just said in an interview that he is, quote, not joking about running a third term. And you go, oh, it's a non-issue. You're a fucking idiot. Fearmongerer. In order for me to be a fearmongerer, I would have to be lying. The fact that this instills fear in you is not my fault. It's the fact that Donald Trump is actively circumventing the U.S. Constitution. I'm simply reporting on the fucking news. What is the reason for April 20th? It is 90 days after January 20th. Donald Trump signed an executive order on January 20th that gives Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem 90 days to report whether or not we should invoke the Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act has to do with whether the nation is at war or being invaded, right? Donald Trump and the GOP have been using the word invasion from the southern border for years to try and grease you up for the fact that he gives this big speech on the 20th and says that there are because there's tens of millions of violent, undocumented, criminal, rapist, murderers crossing over the border. It's an invasion, and we are declaring the Insurrection Act. I am now declaring martial law so that we can take back control of our streets and our military. Show proof? Okay. Okay. Signs point to... Sorry, let me close that out. Is Trump preparing to invoke the Insurrection Act? Signs are pointing that way. A joint Department of Defense and Homeland Security report, that's Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem, will soon recommend whether or not to invoke the Insurrection Act over illegal migration. I love how this fucking idiot goes, prove it, and then I pull up the proof, and he goes, not good enough. The clock is ticking down on a crucial but little-noticed part of President Donald Trump's first round of executive orders, the one tasking the secretaries of the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security to submit a joint report within 90 days whether to invoke the Insurrection Act. That's not proof, idiot? Oh, okay. Does the White House itself count as proof? Declaring a national emergency at the southern border of the United States? Does the White House, does this count as proof? Does this count as proof, sweet boy? Sweet, sweet boy, sweet bootlicking boy. Does this count as proof? Does this count as proof? Dylan, does this count as proof? This invasion has caused widespread chaos and suffering in our country over the last 4 years. It has led to the horrific and inexcusable murders of many innocent American citizens, including women and children, at the hands of illegal aliens. Foreign criminal gangs and cartels have begun seizing control of parts of cities, attacking our most vulnerable citizens. Yada, yada, yada. Give me the meat and potatoes. I want the 90-day mark. This guy's the problem? Yeah, I know. I'm in the way of you completely taking over this fucking nation in a matter of weeks because I'm doing what I can to educate the fucking population that you and the rest of your fucking followers are all fascists. Yes, you're right. I am the problem. Here it is. Here it is. So this was signed on January 20th, right? What is 90 days after January 20th? It's April 20th. Within 90 days of the date of this proclamation, the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall submit a joint report to the President about the conditions at the southern border of the United States and any recommendations regarding additional actions that may be necessary to complete operational control of the southern border, including whether to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. There's your proof. Here's the actual proof from whitehouse.gov. This is Donald Trump's actual executive order, the black and white text. Is that proof? Is this proof? I'm going to help you piece through this, Canadian bacon, real slowly, okay? So this was signed January 20th. We're going to actually do this one-on-one. What is 90 days after January 20th, Canadian bacon? Tell me that. What is 90 days after January 20th? Hi, Luigi. Come on, you can answer this. This is an easy one. I'm setting you up. Come here. The day when you find out you're wrong. Okay, so I know you're gonna just like beat around the bush, so I'll help you out. 90 days after January 20th is April 20th. Yes or no? 90 days after January 20th is April 20th. Yes or no? Come on, you can do this one. I believe in you, Canadian bacon. You could do this. You can do this. Be brave. Be brave. Okay. So, you understand that. So now, can you read? I'm assuming you can read. So let's read this really slowly. Within 90 days of the date of this proclamation, the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall submit a joint report to the President. Okay? So let's stop there. Let's stop there. So Canadian bacon, tell me if you agree. This means that by April 20th, Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem have to submit a report to the President. Yes or no? Because Trump wrote this. Trump wrote this. I didn't write this. Thank you for the $5, Dylan Tugwem. I appreciate you. Canadian bacon, yes or no? Does this say that by April 20th, Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem must submit a joint report? Or did you run away like the coward that you are? Did you run away? Sure. Okay, you saw it. Okay. And this report must be about the conditions at the southern border and any recommendations regarding additional actions that may be necessary. Okay? So you agree that this report that they must give by April 20th has to be about the conditions of the southern border and recommendations about what to do about it, right? Do you agree there? Get to your point? No, we have to go slowly because we're dealing with Maga. You have to go this slow. Otherwise, it's not possible for them to understand it. You are correct in that. I know. But I want to hear it from Canadian Bacon. So do you agree there that they have to give him recommendations on what to do? So where does it say martial? Hold on. We're going to get there. Look. So it says, with their recommendations about additional actions, it says, including whether to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. So do you agree that Donald Trump, written right in front of your own eyes, your lying eyes, he's asking them whether or not he should invoke the Insurrection Act by April 20th? Yes or no? Or because this is right in front of you. Donald Trump wrote this. If you say no right now, I don't know what to do. I think that you might have a mental disability because I did not write this. We'll wait. We will wait. Canadian Bacon. Sure. Okay. Now, you said, where does it say anything about martial law? So we're going to take this. We're going to put it there. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy the U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States in particular circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. This is martial law. That is martial law. Do you agree that this is martial law? Yes or no? Do you agree that this is martial law? Yes or no? Take everything else out of it. What you're reading right now, sure, I'll agree. Okay, so by your own logic, the chain of agreements that you have given so far, you agree then that according to this text here, that by April 20th, Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem must tell the president whether or not he should invoke the Insurrection Act, which, if invoked, would give him the power to declare martial law. Do you agree that that report must happen by April 20th? Yes or no? Big if, but yeah, okay. No, there's no if. The report must happen. The only disagreement you and I have is that you think either Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem will say, no, sir, you shouldn't invoke the Insurrection Act. That's one thing. Or you think that they'll say, yes, sir, you should invoke the Insurrection Act. And he'll say, I don't want to. Those are the two realities that you think are possible, yes? Right? Those are the two possibilities that you're saying. Either they'll say, no, sir, don't do it. Or they'll say, do it. And he'll go, no, I'm not doing it. Right? Right? I'm saying that you only look at the negatives. This is in your Constitution for a reason. Correct. All right. Well, first of all, you said your Constitution. So now I know that you're not even American. Okay. So there's no point in me trying to convince you that this is bad because you can't support or you can't vote in our elections. It doesn't matter. So this is really for the people who are watching. But you said to prove it, and I proved it. You will probably say that I didn't prove anything because you're in a cult and there's nothing anybody can say that'll pull you out of the cult. But I don't have faith in Kristi Noem or Pete Hegseth. I believe that on April 20th, they will say, yes, sir, you should invoke the Insurrection Act. And then I also don't have faith that Donald Trump will say, I don't want more power. I firmly believe he will take more power. So yes, I firmly believe from the bottom of my heart that come April 20th, 2025, Donald J. Trump will invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807 and declare martial law. I also have a bachelor's degree with a major in history and a minor in political science. I know that means nothing to Maga because they believe that education is indoctrination. That is what they want you to believe so that they can keep you uneducated. But again, I can't fix all your problems. I can try to make you see the light, but there's only so much I can do. Thoughts on Israel? Fuck Israel. Other people in the chat agree with me. I don't even know what your stance is. I couldn't... What is your stance? Can you just tell me that? How can other people in the chat agree with you if they don't know your stance? What is your stance? Do you believe martial law will lead to an invasion of Greenland? Well, I think the invasion of Greenland is coming. I mean, in the timeline, yeah, I think martial law before Greenland, but I don't think declaring martial law will have anything to do with invading Greenland. That it isn't to gain power, but to protect your borders. Well, even if it was, like, to your point, even if he did this to protect our borders, which you spelled incorrectly, he would still be gaining power. Like, you're not stupid enough to think that that's not a gain of power. You're saying that he's going to gain power to secure borders. So you agree that he's still going to get more power if he does so, right? He will have more power if he invokes the Insurrection Act. I did see Hassan interview Elon's daughter. Securing your border isn't fascism, buddy. Yeah, nobody's saying that securing the border is fascist. We're saying that Donald Trump is a fascist, and he's using securing the border as an excuse to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. How you doing, Destroy Competition? Welcome back. You didn't care when Obama did it. I don't think Obama ever declared the invoked the Insurrection Act. I could be incorrect. Let's find out. No, he didn't. Incorrect. Incorrect. Wow, so you don't even know with all your education? Do you think that I'm like clairvoyant and know everything? Is that your position? Because like I did study history, but not all of human history. My main focus was on modern combat. You know, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. You have said you know everything. Yeah, because I'm trying to make fun of Trump. That's the same reason why my live streams are titled, I've Never Been Wrong. Do you not know Trump's third rule? Trump's rule number 3 is never admit defeat. I think I've banned over 30 people so far today. Good. Been fun, though. Yeah, it's probably a good way to get out some steam. Wasn't Obama still in office when you were in university? Doesn't that mean Obama was not history yet? I got out of college in 2020. I appreciate you for looking it up rather than pushing an idea. Well, listen, guys, I don't understand the fucking what's wrong. If you don't know something, find out. Why just agree with what somebody tells you because you think, hey, they sound smart? You can fact check all the shit I say. That's why I bring up the actual fucking White House's website. This is whitehouse.gov. I go to the fucking source. Fuck off, you go away. What, Alan? What? What the fuck? What does that even mean? This lib in full... I'm not even liberal. Oh, Jesus. You're misinterpreting what you read, so we all have to agree to disagree. I'm misinterpreting what I read. Are you injecting copium straight into your veins? I just read you the black and white text, and then we went piece by piece, and you said, I agree. How hard do you have to cope? What the fuck? Trump bringing our nation back to the golden era? No, he's bringing our nation back to the Gilded Age. Let me ask you something, Peter. Do you want our nation to go back to the Gilded Age? I bet you say yes, because you don't know what the Gilded Age was. I'll bet money you say yes. Don't know what that is. Doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me. Yes, and I said he wants to protect your borders. You think he will take over America. You think negative. Yeah, I don't have much faith in Donald Trump. Tell me then, smart guy, the Gilded Age is referring to the period in the late 1800s when seemingly American business was booming. You know, the steel industry, the railroad industry, the banking industry, big names that you know like Carnegie and Vanderbilt and Rothschild, right? They all started to grow immensely in the late 1880s to like the late 1890s, right? And that period is often looked back as the Gilded Age because gilded means that something is painted gold, but it's actually rotten on the inside, right? And while these giant monopolies, they're called robber barons. You've heard the term robber barons, right? Have you heard the term robber barons? At all? Yeah, okay, so in the late 1880s and 1890s, these robber barons, people like Andrew Carnegie and Cornelius Vanderbilt and John D. Rockefeller, they made millions and millions and millions of dollars while the rest of America, the average working class, was fucking struggling to feed their children, right? And because of like this immense growth in the top 1% and the middle class getting bigger and bigger, like, you know, like what you're seeing today, it led to a whole lot of, unionization and, what are they called? Like labor laws and, civil rights movements and women's suffrage movements because, the Marshall, is it called? The Sherman Act, the Sherman Antitrust Act. All of these regulations were put in place to prevent the rise of monopolies, right? Trump has said himself that he wants to bring back the Gilded Age. He said that. The Gilded Age would be the billionaires profiting while the rest of us are struggling to eat. How does that have to do with Trump? Because Trump said it himself. He wants to bring back the Gilded Age. He said it himself. Bring it up. Oh my God. I gotta fucking prove everything to these fucking people. Holy shit. If I bring it up, are you gonna say it was taken out of context? Bring it up, you scared? Bro, do you not hear the clicking and clacking? I'm looking it up right now. What do you think? I have the fucking clip on file? It's from March 10th. Trump loves the Gilded Age and its tariffs. It was a great time for the rich, but not for the many. Where's the quote? Where's the quote? Here. We were at our richest from 1870 to 1913. That's when we were a tariff country. And then they went to an income tax concept. It's fine, it's okay, but it would have been very much better. He's talking about the Gilded fucking Age. 1870 to 1913 is the Gilded fucking Age. My God. Here. The most astonishing thing for historians is that nobody in the Gilded Age economy, except for the very rich, wanted to live in the Gilded Age economy. You said you had a quote? That's your fucking quote. It's right here. We were at our richest from 1870 to 1913. That's when we were a tariff country. And then they went to an income tax concept. It's fine, it's okay, but it would have been very much better. He never said Gilded Age. If I said we should go back to 1940, would you understand I was talking about World War II? The period of World War II? Holy fuck! Holy fuck! It's called trickle-down economics. Trickle-down economics doesn't work! Even Republicans know that! How fucking stupid are you? Trickle-down economics has never worked! Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy fuck, we're doomed. This nation will not last until 2030. They do, bro. Peter, how old are you? How old are you, Peter? $19. Peter. Do you know what trickle-down... Do you support letting billionaires pay 0% in tax? Is that what you support? That's what trickle-down economics is! Peter! Holy fuck. Oh my God. I don't know, bro. I still support Trump. Of course, you're in a cult. There's nothing Trump could do that can make you stop supporting him. Nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing he can do to make you stop supporting him. Can I ban him? No. Don't ban him. Peter, is there anything Donald Trump could do that would make you stop supporting him? Is there anything? What? Tell me what. What could Donald Trump do that would make you stop supporting him? If after like 3 years and our economy is still bad. Would you support Donald Trump if... All right, get this. Donald Trump can't run for a third term right now. But what if J.D. Vance ran for president and chose Donald Trump as vice president, and then J.D. won and resigned, making Trump the president? Would you support that? Thank you for the $5, Seth. Don't forget, my boy, real people don't act like this online. The people in the factory are embarrassed at what Trump has done here in Kansas. I hope so. If shit gets better, would you support Trump? Of course. Dude, I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love for the economy to boom. No, bro, why are you making stuff up? Making stuff up? You think I'm making that up? You think I'm making that up? You think I am making this up? Oh my God, dude. Where's that fucking AP post I was on? I need the AP post. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. I want the part about J.D. Vance. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So, they argue that the 22nd Amendment only explicitly bans someone from being elected to more than 2 presidential terms. It says nothing of a succession. Under this theory, Trump could be the vice presidential running mate to another candidate, perhaps J.D. Vance. If they win, the candidate would be sworn into the White House and then immediately resign, letting Trump take over by succession. Would you support this? Would you support this hypothetical? No? Okay, well, they are already proposing this hypothetical. There's also, would you support Trump rewriting the 22nd Amendment so that he could run again in a third term, but nobody else that was a former president would be allowed to run? Would you support that? Because he's not joking. Would you like to hear his video?
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go. We have a long time. You know, we have almost 4 years to go. And that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we're doing. Most importantly, they love the job we're doing.
So do you support this? Do you support Donald Trump's third term? Only if it's legal. Okay, so you support rewriting the United States Constitution to allow Trump to run a third term. That's what you support. He's not running again. Really? Because he says he is. He says he is. Trump was asking, oh, thank you for the $5. Until I hear the left call it the literal domestic terrorism by all the leftoid proven to be paid for by Act Blue, I don't want to hear shit on Trump. Yeah, dude, I don't wish violence upon anybody. I don't support the destruction of property. I don't support vandalizing and blowing up Teslas. However, I do find it funny to watch Tesla's stock plummet. And that is my fucking right. Trump was asked in an interview with NBC about the possibility of seeking a third term, and he said, there are methods which you could do it. I'm not joking. So to Janet, who keeps on fucking tweaking out. Hey, Janet, what about when Trump said, I'm not joking. A lot of people want me to do it, but I basically tell them we have a long way to go. You know, it's very early in the administration. I will use my rights to vote for him in a third term. Okay, so don't stop pretending that you support American values. You don't support the U.S. Constitution because the Constitution stands in the way of Donald Trump having a third term. So you're okay with rewriting it. Copy that. No, I don't support any sort of violence upon anybody, believe it or not. If it's legal, bro. I know. I didn't say if it's illegal. You support rewriting the U.S. Constitution to allow Trump to run for a third term. I said nothing about that being illegal. That is what you support. You said it yourself. I don't see... Oh, not Janet. It's Jarrett. Jarrett, not Janet. Yeah. So, Peter, stop pretending that you care about America or the Constitution. You don't. You care about Donald Trump. You are okay with rewriting the Constitution to allow Trump to run for a third term. We have done it before and you support that. No, we have never done that before. There was not rules on term limits until FDR in 1952. After FDR died 3 months into his fourth term, we created the 22nd Amendment that limits presidents to 2 terms. I don't support anybody getting a third term. What happened to no tax on overtime pay? He was lying. He was never going to fucking do that. And these dipshit himbo chud incels thought that he fucking was. So if he's a fascist, why do we still have democracy? He's dismantling democracy as fast as he possibly can. They've been using DOGE to illegally dismantle our government institutions. Do you think that what DOGE is doing is legal? No. We have democratic institutions. We have inspector generals whose job is to target waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay? The House needs to write a bill to defund something like USAID. Then Congress needs to agree on it, and the president needs to sign off on it. That's how you legally defund an organization, an institution within the government. Nothing DOGE has done has been legal. Democracy's already under attack. Would you continue to criticize the next administration like this if it's not Trump? If the next administration did shit like this, yes. This has nothing to do with Trump, the man. It has to do with everything that he's doing. If the people want it, then do it. What if the people don't want it, Peter? What if the people don't want it? Give me a break, bro. Please shut up and let DOGE find the fraud and corruption and waste. Oh, you mean like the fucking $1 billion worth of free school lunches that they cut from USAID? You mean like Social Security benefits for children who have dead parents cut by USAID, cut by DOGE? Do you mean the fucking FAA losing their funding by DOGE? Do you mean the Department of Transportation and the SEC and the CPFB and all of these institutions that are designed to protect you, the working man? You think that that is the waste, fraud, and abuse? How about the $26 million of taxpayer money that we've spent on Trump playing golf? Is that considered waste, fraud, and abuse to you? $26 million of taxpayer money has been spent on Donald Trump playing golf. Is that waste, fraud, and abuse? You're a communist. What do you know about democracy? The fact that you think I'm a communist tells me everything I need to know about you. You don't know the basic definitions of communism, fascism, socialism, or capitalism. I will die on that hill. There's no fucking shot you know what communism is. There's no free lunch? No, believe it or not, there is. We have free school lunch programs in the United States. And of course, nothing is free, dipshit. Your fucking taxes were going to the programs so that hungry children didn't need to pay for their fucking school lunch. Because believe it or not, there's about 33% of the children in this nation who rely on their school lunch to be the most nutritious meal of their diet. And on top of that, the leading cause of lower education rates is hunger. Students who are hungry cannot learn. They need to eat. The anger is strong with this one? Yes, because I'm a patriot. I care about my nation. I care about my fellow American. I want us to have programs that help the most marginalized in our communities. Yes, I'm angry because I fucking care about my nation. You're forgetting all the wasteful spending that's being stopped? Like what, Jason? Are you about to say we spent $50 million on condoms for Hamas, you brain-dead dipshit? Is that what you're about to fucking say? What? What? Tell me. Tell me. People should get shit for free. Again, dipshits, your tax dollars currently go into programs that fund Lockheed Martin to make bombs that we sell to Israel to kill Gazans. I'm saying your tax dollars should go into programs that boost the infrastructure of your society and take care of the most marginalized people. Nothing is fucking free. You will pay into the institution with your own fucking tax dollars. Not a patriot, more like a socialist. Define socialist right now. True patriot. Define socialism. You're just a Marxist. Again, this is, guys, I've been saying this, you're living through the third Red Scare, okay? Modern conservatism is based on not knowing the definitions of basic words in the English vocabulary. There's no shot in hell Peter knows what a Marxist is. The only reason why people like Donald Trump and the dumbass smooth-brained conservatives were capable of labeling Kamala Harris as phony commie Kamala is because they don't know what communism is. If they actually understood that communism is about the reallocation of wealth and the redistribution, the democratization of the working class and the destruction of classes, right? Of the fucking bourgeoisie, then they wouldn't be able to label Kamala fucking Harris, the Democratic nominee of the most hyper-capitalist nation on planet Earth, as a fucking Marxist. The only reason they could do that is because they don't know what Marxism or communism fucking is. Holy shit. Good God. Good God. Good God. Socialist, one who takes from the individual to give to the masses. Thank you for proving my point. You have absolutely no idea what socialism is. Thank you for proving it in 4K on a live stream. Holy shit. Oh, hey, Avi. Oh, he's deaf Palestinian. Me? You think me, Chris Valenti, is you think I'm Palestinian? What? What? Holy shit. The left has been the literal cause of every single problem. No, you're thinking about neoliberalism. And yes, neoliberals are at the root of almost all of the problems. I'm not a fucking liberal. That's not leftism. Liberalism in the United States is moderate Republican values to the rest of the fucking world. Support Palestinians? Of course I support Palestine. You are a liberal? No, you just don't know what liberals are. You're Antifa? Oh, yeah, no, I'm absolutely anti-fascist. I am proudly anti-fascist. You a social democrat or so? I'm a democratic socialist. Like Bernie Sanders. Antifa's a real fascist. Peter, you don't know what fascism is. Tell me what fascism is. Is AOC a democratic socialist too? No. Right-wing authoritarianism. So you think that I'm a right-wing authoritarian when you know damn well I'm a fucking leftist? What? Holy ever-loving fuck. Your own logic doesn't work. AOC isn't a democratic socialist anymore? I don't think she ever identified as a democratic socialist. Did she? No, she is. My apologies, guys. AOC is a democratic socialist. I assumed she wasn't. Avi is correct. My apologies. That's a sick thumbnail, Avi. That's a sick-ass thumbnail. Democrats are nothing more than communist, racist pedophiles. See, guys, that's what I'm saying. This is the extent of the right-wing brain. They are unironically the fucking stupidest people on planet Earth. They're dumber than medieval peasants. Anybody who doesn't support Donald Trump is a racist, pedophile, Nazi. You're in a cult, bro? Oh, I'm the one in a cult? Not the ones who are all wearing the same stupid red hat with the same slogan, with the same sign in the background, the Trump flag, changing their clan tags to Trump, chanting "Make America Great Again," saying there's nothing Trump could do that would make them stop supporting him. I'm the one in the cult. Copy that. Copy that. Yes, sir. Why are we so anti-intellectual based on your knowledge? Because the smarter somebody is, the less likely they are to vote Republican. That's not my opinion. That is statistics. The higher your education rate, the more likely you are to vote Democrat. And the Republican Party is aware of this, which is why they have been against the fucking Department of Education since 1951. If people are educated, the Republicans will never win again. So they are actively trying to give power back to the states so that they can lower education rates and push things like Christian nationalism, which will make you more likely to vote right-wing. Do you know who George Soros is? Yeah, I do. It's called indoctrination, dude. Students are trained to believe that democratic policies are actually good for America when they are anti-American. Oh, so everybody who goes to college ends up a leftist? Donald Trump went to college. J.D. Vance went to college. Ben Shapiro went to college. I think Charlie Kirk went to college. Just kidding. No, he fucking didn't. Pam Bondi went to college. RFK went to college. Ronald Reagan went to college. Richard Nixon went to college. Immediately, your entire fucking argument collapses upon itself. Proof that they went to college? Go fuck yourself. You could do some research on your own. You don't need me to hold your fucking hand. I watched Charlie Kirk. I know what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. It's hard to win an argument with a smart person, but it's damn near impossible to win an argument with a stupid person. I've given up on a lot of MAGA. About 30% of the MAGA voters are just in a death cult. There's nothing you can say to convince them. Nothing at all. However, there are plenty of people who actually have been jumping ship on MAGA. Even Ben Shapiro just made a whole fucking video about how Trump's tariffs are fucking stupid as shit. Literally, Ben Shapiro made a video about Trump's tariffs being dog water. Prove educated people go left? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Do we have a list? Let's see. How's Pew Research Center, the most accepted research organization on planet Earth? Will that do? Let's see. Luigi, shush. Luigi, shush. Race. Education and race. Let's see. Just as the nation has become more racially and ethnically diverse, it has also become better educated. Still, just 36% of registered voters have a 4-year college degree or more education. A sizable majority, 64%, have not completed college. Democrats increasingly dominate in party identification among white college graduates and maintain wide and long-standing advantages among black, Hispanic, and Asian American voters. Republicans increasingly dominate in party affiliation among white, non-college voters who continue the majority of 57% of the GOP voters. So what does this mean in layman's terms? It means that Democrats have more support over college-educated voters, which is a higher education rate than a non-college educated voter. The GOP is more popular among non-college voters. Now, I know you're going to say this is liberal media because it's Pew Research Center, or it doesn't prove anything because that's probably too complex for you, but there's Pew Research for you. Education on what, CRT? There's the goalpost, and you just deported it. Good shit. Go debate Charlie Kirk then, bro? I would love to debate Charlie Kirk. I would fucking love that. Lol, but the colleges don't like Trump. Nah, this is about race. See? You have to move the goalpost. You say prove it, I pull out Pew Research, I prove it, you move the goalpost. This is why I say there's nothing I can do to fix you. You are in a cult. There's nothing anybody can say to fix you. You would lose to Charlie Kirk like all of them? No, I probably wouldn't. The thing about Charlie is that he only debates people who are like freshmen in colleges who are unprepared for the debates. Like every time he's debated somebody who is prepared for it and of an equal intelligence, somebody like Kyle Kalinske or Hassan Piker, they've literally fucking steamrolled him. He's never been able to win a debate against somebody his own size. Hassan melted Charlie. Kyle melted Charlie. It's very fucking easy to melt Charlie. The economy is great. You're just too uneducated to realize that it was a brilliant strategy. You should really keep that going to the midterms. Uh-huh. You have soft hands. I love that we've already gotten that far. The goalpost has been moved so hard that the literal insult for me is you have soft hands, brother. You got soft hands, brother. You so gay and dumb. Lol. Yeah, no, I don't expect much else from MAGA, dude. That's the extent of your fucking brains. You have a lot of female traits. Oh, am I making you feel things that you haven't felt before and it's confusing and scary for you, sweet boy? That's okay. You look at me and you see feminine traits. It's okay if you're feeling a little something, something, buddy. You're not the first one. You are not the first one. Bro probably drinks Soylent. Yeah, no, dude, I actually unironically think you might be 12 or 13 years old. You might be like 12 or 13. Soylent. Does your wife's boyfriend... Dude, look how fucking angry and triggered you've gotten. Look at how angry and triggered you've gotten, dude. It's okay. You don't need to be so triggered. It's okay, sweet boy. It's okay. How do you find common ground with people? You have to accept that there are some people that you will never be able to find common ground. There are Nazis. There are actual Nazis out there. And you will not be able to find common ground with those Nazis. So you have to realize that not everybody is going to be able to come to the table. And you have to learn to give up on some people. That's life. That is the unfortunate reality of life. You're angry and triggered? Jason, you've been here for an hour and 14 minutes hate watching me. I don't think I'm the one who's angry or triggered. Midas Touch, Leisure Miller, Valenti Vod are my favorite independent sources. Thank you, Nona Cats. Yeah, no, you should also check out Secular Talk. Big fan. Does Chris even have a wife? No. Someone you can't find common ground with is a Nazi? No. Are you fucking brain dead, or are you just trolling? I said you cannot find common ground with a Nazi. There are people out there who are Nazis. You're not going to be able to find a common ground with them. MAGA forever, all caps. Yeah, yeah, it's not a cult though, right? Not a cult though, right? Has Ground News sponsored you yet? Yeah, you can actually use the 40% off discount in the description. FDR did it because we were in a war. There weren't even term limits yet. FDR's fourth term is what made us come up with the 22nd Amendment. There were no term limits when FDR got his third and fourth term. No communists allowed here. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA forever. Not a cult. Anybody who doesn't support MAGA is a communist. But no, we're not a cult.
God bless President Trump and Elon as well as the other great patriots working with him. Hell yeah, brother. Keep on defunding Social Security, brother. Defund the VA. Defund Medicaid. Defund SNAP benefits. Hell yeah, brother. Defund it all. Defund it all. Hell yeah, brother.
I can't imagine being that supportive of a politician. Well, they're in a cult. It has nothing to do with politics. They idolize him as if he's a god. They literally idolize this man. That has nothing to do with politics. God's nation is great, strong. With Trump, Christ will win. With Trump and America forever, long live the American Empire. Yeah, you're in a cult, brother. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit, dude. Truly bizarre behavior. Truly bizarre behavior. We don't idolize Trump? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. There's no point in playing pretend. Biden was demonic and you're in your own cult. The fuck? The fact that you said the word demonic leads me to believe that you actually believe in angels and demons, which means there's no possible way we can have a serious conversation. I'm sorry. You guys seen the stock market? Yeah, plummeting. Plummeting. Jack, ban Savina. I love how I literally cough and these people call me slurs. You guys are so unbelievably pathetic. It's like, I can't even imagine having that level of hatred in my heart. Like, you guys must not have any loved ones. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. John Pork, Tim Cheese? Tim Cheese. What about your hatred for Trump? Yeah, the difference is that Trump is the president of the United States and he can control every single facet of my life. I am a political commentator on YouTube. The fact that one single cough from me leads to me being called a slur is a sign that that person has a mental illness. I have no power over your life. I'm not a politician. I'm not the president of the strongest nation in human history. Please talk about something meaningful and impactful. Yeah, like Trump trying to serve a third term as United States president and circumventing the U.S. Constitution because he's a fascist. Like that. We've already covered this. I just made an extensive video on it, but let's just keep this on the screen so that anybody who rolls in realizes that Donald Trump is seeking out a third term. Just yapping about randos, though? Yeah, I know. Whoopsie. Whoopsie, but boopsie. Tell us why the market is plummeting. Because of instability and unpredictability. If there's one thing that investors like, and the same thing with giant corporations, it's predictability. That way they can do the math, crunch the numbers, and decide how much money they're going to allocate to where and when in speculation of how the markets are going to look in the future. Because Trump keeps on saying, we're putting 20% tariffs. Never mind, we're not doing the tariffs. Just kidding, we're doing the tariffs. Fuck you, we're increasing it to 50. Scratch that, 100. Pulling the tariffs. Never mind, April 2nd is going going to be Liberation Day. Because he keeps on flip-flopping back and forth, investors have no security. People are horrified. Nobody knows what the stock market is going to look like, but they know it's going to fucking crash. And on top of that, he just had a fucking phone call with the CEOs of our automobile industries and told them that even though the price of their materials to make these cars are about to skyrocket due to the tariffs, they are not allowed to increase the prices of the cars. So he's telling automobile companies to just take the hit for 4 years and just go into the negative so that he doesn't look bad. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Gotta go and get food. Don't worry, Jack. I'm gonna end the live stream in a couple of seconds anyway. Probably a couple of minutes. You can't. He's just joking. You just said Trump is just joking. I'm not joking. So is he just joking about saying I'm not joking? Are we in the joke matrix now? Cool. It's Trump. He jokes. Oh, but he just said I'm not joking. Or is that also a joke? Is him saying I'm not joking a joke? Maybe I'm just out of the loop. So when Trump says I'm not joking, you still think it's a joke? Yeah, man, it's called sarcasm. Okay, so yeah, you're in a cult. You're absolutely in a cult. Trump says, I'm going to do this. You say, he's joking. Trump says, I'm not joking. And you say, don't worry, he's joking. Yeah, you're in a cult. You're in a cult. It's the BBC. Oh, I didn't know the BBC wrote this quote from Trump. I didn't know. I thought that this quote from Donald Trump's mouth himself came from Donald Trump's mouth himself. Whoops. My bad. Whoopsie. Cultist. Literal hive mind mentality. Yeah. They're in a cult. This is how cults operate. They all have to think the exact same. They have to follow the leader. You're in a cult. It's a BBC hit piece. Oh, this quote is a hit piece? That's a hit piece? Trump saying with his own mouth this quote, that's a hit piece? Copy that. Copy that! BBC is British, bro. Yeah, I forgot that this quote has to do with BBC being British, even though the quote came directly from Donald Trump's mouth. But nah, the BBC is reporting it, therefore it must be liberal fake media. Must be liberal fake media. This is why Democrats have a 30% approval rating, clutching pearls and this nonsense. So Trump saying he's not joking about running a third term, rewriting the 22nd Amendment and the 12th Amendment of the Constitution is just nonsense to you. If that's just nonsense to you, I never want to hear you bring up the Constitution ever again. Ever again. Ever again. Bro does not want to talk about mass deportation. I don't support mass deportation. The fuck else do I have to say on the topic? Billionaires joke a lot. I'm not joking. Why are you mad? I'm not mad. I just don't want you to derail the conversation. My leftist I don't care take is, who gives a crap about all the immigrants coming in? Just let them come. Listen, I'm of the belief that, if an immigrant is here already illegally, they should be given a pathway to citizenship, and if they don't take that pathway, then go ahead and deport them. I also believe that we should be expediting the legal migration process so it's easier for people to migrate here legally, which will lower the business of the cartel's human trafficking operation. Oh, I know what you're about to do, Prophet. I beat you to it, Prophet. I beat you to it. I beat you to it, Prophet. You mentioned anything about child labor laws loosening here in Florida? Yeah, in Florida, they're proposing new child labor laws to allow teenagers to work overnight shifts. I can't even make it up. These fucking people want kids to work again. Sounds like you're making things up. The president can't rewrite the Constitution on his own. Yeah, but we already have representatives like Andy Ogles who are proposing an amendment to the 22nd Amendment. Where is it? Andy Ogles, Andy Ogles, Andy Ogles. Andy Ogles, a Tennessee Republican in the House of Representatives, introduced a resolution calling for a constitutional amendment that would allow a president to serve up to 3 terms as long as they were not consecutive. Nico Hewitt just became a loyalist. Thank you, Nico Hewitt. Appreciate you. Let's get some W Nicos in the chat. W Nicos in the chat. Let's get some Luigi stickers in the chat to celebrate W Nico. There's a button, Nona, that says join. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe, all that. If you call yourself a Democrat, then you're either extremely brainwashed, extremely stupid, or you're just as evil as the people you assign yourself with. Yeah, so that would be about half of the nation. Even I'm not stupid enough to say that if you call yourself a Republican, you're an inherently evil person. The reason why I'm not stupid enough to say that is I'm not in a cult. You are in a cult, and anybody who is not in the cult, in your eyes, is evil. So I can't help you. You're in a cult. Sorry. I would love to be able to help you, but it's not possible. You're in a cult. Anyone who defines themselves by their political party is screwed. Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. They want to spread trans ideology on us. When you say that, do you mean they want kids to know that trans people exist? Is that what you mean? No, I believe most of you are extremely brainwashed, but then there are also some of you that are simple-minded and a lot of you guys that are actually very evil. Yeah, exactly my point. You're in a cult. You think that any registered Democrat in the nation of the United States of America is either, let me read it, is either simple-minded, evil, or brainwashed. Yes, you're in a cult. You have been convinced that anybody who doesn't think like you is brainwashed. Boys can't just become girls. So you're talking about gender dysphoria, right? You're talking because that is a mental disease, a mental illness, is people with gender dysphoria. Do you know what treatment statistically lowers the suicide rate of people with gender dysphoria? Do you know what form of treatment lowers their suicide rate? Feed into their mental illness. Got it? No. I'm asking you, do you know what lowers their suicide rate? Because I do. Gender affirming care. Gender affirming care lowers their suicide rates. Now, do you know what increases their suicide rates? Restricting gender affirming care. Statistically, across the board, children with gender dysphoria, people with gender dysphoria, if you restrict them from getting gender affirming care, their suicide rate increases. That's not my opinion. I'm a pedo. Why do you say that? That's a strange thing to have on your mind out of nowhere. It doesn't, plus they're mentally ill. Exactly. Gender dysphoria is a mental illness, and the way that you lower their chances of committing suicide is by giving them gender affirming care. Your views align with pedo trash. None of my views align with that type of stuff. That's disgusting. And I think that's something the right and the left agrees on, is that any sort of fredophilia, shit like that, that's disgusting. I'm sorry, but if you think kids should be able to choose their gender, it's just fucking wrong, and teaching them what genders say should be. Okay, so you just don't think that, like, even tomboys or tomgirls should exist? You don't think that, like, men... You think there should be very strict and rigid gender norms. Men are this and women are this. That's what you say? So what would you say about, like, I don't know, like a woman who has incredibly masculine qualities, short hair, ripped muscles, binds back their breasts, like, they clearly wouldn't fit into what you're saying are rigid male and female qualities. So what would you call that person? They're still a woman, but they don't meet any of the qualifications of a woman. She's still a female by biology. Of course. Nobody has ever argued that there are more than two biological sexes. Even trans people don't argue that. There are only two biological sexes. You know, same thing with other fucking creatures, male and female. But we humans have given ourselves different terms because we consider ourselves above the rest of the mammals. You don't look at somebody and go, there's a female, there's a male. You say man and woman, right? Because we have given ourselves these classifications above the animal kingdom. Do you at least agree there? I know that some people call fucking women females, but that's a very strange thing. That's why we need common sense. I agree we need common sense. Nobody has ever argued that they are no longer the biological sex that they were born as. That's not what transgender people are. It's not transsexual. Your sex is whether you're male or female. They're transgender. Gender and sex are two different things. Gender is a societal norm. For example, the reason, like, what does the color blue have to do with being a man, right? Why do we give male babies a blue blanket and female babies a pink blanket? Why do we do that? There's no logistical reason behind that other than society has decided blue is for boys and pink is for girls. There's no science behind that. Tell you a story. I once called a trans guy was a girl and she attacked me for it. That sucks. I wish you didn't get attacked. What the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? Like, you know how like a young male is given a G.I. Joe and a young female is given a Barbie doll. What about those two? What difference in the plastic, the shit? Like, what does that have to do with being a male or a female. They don't have anything to do with it. The point that I'm trying to make is there are biological traits that make you either a male or a female. Those cannot be changed. But then there are societal norms that we have decided as a society that, like, men get blue blankets and GI Joes, and girls get pink blankets and Barbie dolls. That's decided by society. That's not science. You know what I'm saying? They can act however they want to act, but don't force people to call them something that they're not. There has not been a single piece of legislation forcing people to gender. Are you trying to say that you're going to get charged with a crime for misgendering somebody? Dude, I'm not transphobic, and I misgender people all the fucking time. You know what they do? They say, hey, by the way, I go by he. And then I go, my bad, and I call them a he for the rest of the conversation. It's just, dude, like, if you fucking were talking to me, and you were like, hey, Christopher, and I said, it's just Chris, and then you continued to call me Christopher, wouldn't that be considered rude? In this hypothetical, if you called me Christopher, I said, please call me Chris, and you kept calling me Christopher, would that not be considered rude? Show me some of the NBC interview where he said he'd be pissed at Putin. No. No, the new Valenti VOD is not up. I can't make the thumbnail and be live at the same time. It's too much CPU usage. They have proposed stuff to make it a hate crime to intentionally misgender people. Yeah, to intentionally misgender somebody is fucked up. But no, there has been no propositions and there has been no legislation that makes it a crime to misgender somebody. You are lying through your fucking teeth. I've seen it on TikTok. Oh, yeah, TikTok. That makes it real. It's not real. Again, dude, I could say that I'm an airplane, but if I don't have wings and an engine, so why are you comparing this to physical, tangible objects? Like, do you have to move the goalpost so fucking far that you're going to start saying, well, I identify as an attack helicopter? Because that defeats your entire argument. If you have to whip up physical objects rather than, I don't know, pronouns, then yeah, your argument makes total sense. Because you're talking about planes now. Bet this dude jerks it to futa hentai. Nice fucking, what's the word? Confession. I love how you just... Do you not understand that that is a confession that you're giving? No one has that on their brain unless they're fucking looking that shit up. You fucking weirdo. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's so fucking weird. Don't you think we ought to preserve our society a little? What do you mean, preserve our society? What does that mean to you? Think Bernie's live on CNN? I'll try to whip it up. Let's see. Protect the Constitution? Oh, okay, so you don't support Trump. Because Donald Trump just, like in this recent interview, said he wants to rewrite the 22nd and 12th Amendment so that he can run for a third term.
I can't find it. No, I can't find it.
I am going to end the live soon, in the next 5 minutes, so that I can get to work. I got to fucking finish this video up. Look at this neckbeard tweaking on the internet, complaining about a third term. Use your brain. He's not going to rewrite anything. He's rage baiting you libtards in real time. LOL. You know that he just said, quote, "I'm not joking." Is that also a joke? I'm sorry. I forgot. You're mistaken, dude. They're wanting to make it a lawful situation. Yeah. So you guys support rewriting the United States Constitution to allow Donald Trump to run for a third term. I didn't say anything illegal. I didn't say anything about legality. But you support rewriting the United States Constitution in order for Trump to run a third term. Yes or no? No? Okay. Then you don't stand with Trump. If you don't support Trump rewriting the Constitution, then you don't stand with Trump. When libtards do it, it's okay. No liberal politician has ever in this nation's history attempted to rewrite the 22nd Amendment in order for them to run a third term. Second Amendment opinion, I'm a gun owner. I firmly believe in the Second Amendment. I also believe in gun control. You can imagine a scenario in where you're arrested for misgendering somebody, but you can't believe Trump means what he says about a third term. Yeah, I know. These people live in a hallucination. Oh, jeez. Get a haircut, hippie. What are you, fucking 70? I think we ought to preserve our society so we don't feed into people's mental illnesses. All right, so we probably shouldn't be teaching Christian nationalism in our schools then, feeding into people's mental illnesses that if you commit a cardinal sin, you're going to burn in eternal hellfire, right? Because living under that perpetual state of fear is absolutely a mental illness, right? This guy just goes, if you could try lab-grown human meat with no victim, would you? The fuck is, what do you do on your free time, bro? Who are you? Dexter? Fucking Hannibal Lecter? What the fuck? The left wanted to erase the First and Second Amendment, got very close. No, incorrect. The left has never once tried to delete the First or Second Amendment. You're wrong. However, Donald Trump has been actively assaulting the First Amendment and making it so that if you express any sort of anti-Israel sentiment, you will be deported. So again, every accusation is a confession from the Conservative Party. Luigi, don't bark. Trump has done a lot for the Second Amendment, such as what? If a man thinks that he's a woman and a woman thinks that she's a man, then it's wrong. That's not what they are. I don't care about your social construct crap. Why do all the liberals cry on live stream now? Only two genders. Trump seems smart to me. Do you guys have like a Discord? How do you all come here at the same time? Is there like an organization? How does this happen? All at once? Do you have notification bells on for me? Like, if you fucking hate me so much, why are you watching me? It makes no sense. This is the type of dude who would defend pedos, remember that? That's disgusting. But again, guys, if you're just watching and you're not one of the people commenting, note how these people come in here and bring up pedophilia all the time. It is just living in their brain. Every single person that does that needs to have their fucking hard drive looked at. Every accusation is a confession with these people. It's absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting. Nah, you liberals love them. You want to make it part of the LGBTQ brand of bullshit? Yeah, no, that's disgusting and abhorrent. Nobody would ever support letting that. That's not sexuality. That's monstrosity. And I hope you and I can agree on that that's not sexuality. That's just monstrosity. Can we agree there? Can we agree there? Agreed? Well, that's not the guy. I was looking for the other guy. The LGBTQ wants maps and the thing. No, they don't. That is right-wing propaganda. Maps are not real. They're just called pedophiles, and nobody supports pedophilia. Except for pedophiles. What the fuck cult are you living in? What fake reality are you living in? What the fuck is the matter with you? Oh my God. Why are pedo illegals released back into sanctuary cities? Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you even talking about? The Democrats supported the South and fought for the South. Yeah, dipshit, there was a century-long party switch. I know that you're going to call that fake news, but over 100 fucking years, Democrat and Republican politicians swapped their mindset. There's a reason why the Republicans were led by Lincoln and mostly popular in urban cities in the North. And Democrat politicians were popular in the South during the slave era. And then over the course of 100 years, things fucking changed. Show the proof of that? You want me to go through 100 years of American history right now? I can piecemeal it for you. I mean, in the fucking... Okay, so the Civil War is what? 1865. So Lincoln's a Republican. He's popular in the North. Hi, Luigi. Lincoln is a Republican, and he's popular in the North, okay? The Democrats are very popular in the South, and they support slavery. We're going to go piece by piece here, okay? You agree with that, right? Lincoln was a Republican, popular in the North, and the Confederates were led by slaves, popular in the South. Yes or no? Wrap your life, take care of your space. I will. I just want to finish this last point. Okay. And then we went through the progressive era, where both parties, the left and the right, started to adopt, labor policies like, unions and workers' rights and women's suffrage. That wasn't right versus left. That was kind of popular among both groups. Yes? Yes? Okay, so we agree there. What ended up happening in the 1930s was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a very popular Democrat, became elected. And he had a lot of support from the South during his campaign because he was a Democrat. And like we were saying, Democrats were very popular in the South. So FDR gets elected, yeah? We agree there? Yeah? Yes? Okay. I'm waiting for the other guy, the orange guy. Waiting for the orange guy. He said yes. I don't think he did. Okay, I think that was him. Okay. So then FDR creates something called the New Deal, okay, where he employs millions of people all across the nation to start building, the national highway system and all this shit, and putting workers into wartime production factories, right? The beginning of the military-industrial complex. And the thing is, during the New Deal, FDR hired millions of African Americans and allowed them to work side by side with white workers. That's a fact. That happened. Do we agree? Yes or no? Do we agree? Yes or no? And it's raised. That was the one. John, dude, just follow me. Just follow me. We're talking about indisputable fact here. Okay, so all of that happens, right? When FDR starts to allow millions of black people to work alongside white people, we start to see the rise of a new name for the Democrat Party in the South, which is the Dixiecrats. Why? Because they were living in Jim Crow South. Although historically they had always voted Democrat and supported Democrat policies, they suddenly had a real fucking problem with women's suffrage and with employing millions of African Americans. So they said, hey, we support Democrat policies, but we also support the rules of old Dixieland, Jim Crow South, right? So they called themselves Dixiecrats. Do we agree to that? Yes or no? This happened. Yes or no? Yes? Okay, so that right there, you're starting to see the wedge being driven into the Democrats in the South, right? Is with the beginning of Dixiecrats, right? After World War II, we start to see the beginning of the civil rights movements across the entire fucking nation, right? And former Democrat politicians start to embrace the civil rights movement and gain more popularity in northern cities and in urban areas, whereas their historic voter base, the southern voters who are living in rural areas, they're starting to feel more and more betrayed by their own Democrat Party. That is when Richard Nixon in the 60s deploys the Southern Strategy, where he, a Republican who's historically popular in northern cities, he tries to run with this Southern Strategy by targeting disenfranchised white voters who feel like they're losing opportunities to blacks and minorities. He started targeting, focusing on national security from immigrants. He started focusing on things like Christian values, right? He targeted these Southern voters who were feeling abandoned by Democrat politicians, and he ran on this. It was called the Southern Strategy. And Richard Nixon ends up winning from a large portion of former Democrat voters who are now voting Republican for the first time. Finally, as we move into the end of it, in the 1990s, we start to see a lot of movements that are, Roe v. Wade, that are giving women the right to an abortion, right? Which is inherently antithetical to Christian values, evangelical Christian values. So those final Democrat voters in the South who had been holding on by the skin of their teeth because their grandparents voted Democrat, they see the Supreme Court rule that a woman has a right to an abortion, and they finally let go. And they say, fuck being a Dixiecrat. I'm a Republican. I can no longer stand with these Democrat values. And then from 1990 to today, you really see the modern parties that you understand and live with. This is all undisputable fact. This is all history. Irrefutable fact. I do have a video about this. Zero proof that there was an ideology switch. There's nothing I can do to help you, dude. That's 100 years of American history that is so well documented. Unbelievably well documented. You could look up Chris Valenti party switch, or Valenti videos the party switch. You're so far gone, so deep in the cult, no saving you. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Are you talking to a mirror right now, dude? Are you talking to your own fucking reflection? Yeah. I just told you 100 years of irrefutable history that has been documented by people much smarter than me. But no, it must be a liberal lie because I'm the one who said it. It's gotta be. What do you think of that, Chris? Do you still support Biden? I never supported Joe Biden. I thought Joe Biden was a horrible fucking president. But again, you don't know this. You don't care to know this because you're in a cult. Anybody who doesn't support Donald Trump must be a libtard, right? You told me you didn't prove it. How am I supposed to go through 100 years of history for you? Everything I pull up, you will say isn't real history. I'm sure you're capable of doing some research on your own, and you can look this stuff up, dude. You could look this stuff up and try now, dude, because I'm ending the live stream very soon. I've been live for 2 hours. I'm going to end it. I have? Well, clearly not well enough. This is irrefutable history. Historians that are both right and left agree. Luigi. Fucking dog. More words. Raise, I don't know. Are you getting the attention that you need so desperately? I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to end the live, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.